Space, the final frontier, holds many secrets, but some of those secrets are more terrifying than we could ever imagine. Out there, beyond the thin veil of our atmosphere, lurks the unknown, a place where the laws of physics bend and the human mind can easily unravel. Today we delve into 3 spine-chilling stories from astronauts who have dared to venture into that great abyss. Stories that will make you question the very fabric of reality and leave you wondering what other horrors lurk in the infinite expanse of space. In the annals of space exploration, few stories are as unsettling as the experience of astronaut Bob Kirby. Imagine, if you will, the isolation of space. You're millions of miles from home, encased in a metal coffin, the only sound the hum of machinery and the beating of your own heart. Now imagine that silence being broken by whispers. During his mission aboard Skylab 4 in 1973, Kirby began noticing something strange. It started subtly, a flicker of movement in the corner of his eye, a whisper that seemed to vanish as quickly as it appeared. But as the days turned into weeks, the occurrences grew more frequent, more intense. He would see shadowy figures out of the corner of his eye, humanoid shapes that would disappear as soon as he turned to face them directly. Whispers seemed to emanate from the walls of the space station, just at the edge of audibility. At first, Kirby dismissed these events as tricks of the light, auditory hallucinations brought on by the stress and isolation of space travel. But the incidents persisted, growing more vivid, more real. He began to feel an overwhelming sense of dread, a certainty that he was not alone. One particular encounter chilled him to his core. As he was conducting experiments in the station's laboratory, he heard his name being called, clear as day, seemingly right next to his ear. He spun around, heart pounding, but found himself staring at an empty compartment. The voice, he said, was deep and resonant, unlike anything he had ever heard before. The experience left Kirby deeply shaken. Upon his return to Earth, he was subjected to a battery of psychological tests, but no explanation could be found for what he had witnessed. Some dismissed his claims as space madness, but Kirby remained adamant. He had seen what he had seen, heard what he had heard. Was it the stress of space travel playing tricks on his mind, or was it something more sinister, something that lurks in the shadows of space, waiting to prey on the minds of those brave enough to venture into the unknown? Whatever the truth, Bob Kirby's story serves as a chilling reminder that space is not a place for the faint of heart. Space is often described as a vacuum, but it's far from empty. It's a chaotic sea of radiation, micrometeoroids, and a chilling absolute zero that can freeze a human body in an instant. But in 1985, astronauts aboard the Soviet Salyut 7 space station faced a threat that was even more insidious, an invisible, odorless, and deadly gas. Imagine this, you're working on a routine spacewalk, the vastness of space stretching out before you, when suddenly the air inside your suit begins to taste metallic. Your heart races as you realize something is terribly wrong. This is the terrifying reality that faced the cosmonauts aboard Salyut 7. During a routine maintenance check, a faulty valve malfunctioned, releasing a plume of nitrogen tetroxide, a highly toxic gas, into the station's living quarters. The gas, invisible and odorless, spread quickly, silently filling the station with its deadly presence. The cosmonauts, completely unaware of the danger lurking around them, continued their work. It wasn't until one of the cosmonauts, Vladimir Solovyov, started experiencing a burning sensation in his eyes and a metallic taste in his mouth that the gravity of the situation became clear. The station was being poisoned. Panic surged through the station as the cosmonauts scrambled to don their emergency oxygen masks. Time was of the essence, as prolonged exposure to the gas would lead to a slow and agonizing death. With their vision blurring and lungs burning, the cosmonauts managed to seal off the affected compartments and initiate emergency ventilation procedures. The air was thick with tension as they waited, hoping against hope that they had acted in time. Thankfully, their quick thinking and the station's emergency systems worked. The levels of toxic gas slowly began to dissipate, and the cosmonauts, weak and shaken but alive, were able to regain control of the situation. The Apollo 10 mission, a dress rehearsal for the historic Apollo 11 moon landing, is etched in our memories as a triumph of human ingenuity. But this mission holds a dark secret, a chilling encounter that continues to baffle scientists and fuel countless conspiracy theories. Imagine this. You're orbiting the dark side of the moon, cut off from all communication with Earth, enveloped in an eerie silence broken only by the hum of your spacecraft. Suddenly, your headphones crackle to life with music? But this wasn't the comforting sound of earthly tunes, this was something altogether different. As the Apollo 10 command module circled the far side of the moon, losing radio contact with Earth as it dipped behind the lunar surface, the astronauts on board, Thomas Stafford, John Young, and Eugene Cernan, picked up a series of strange, inexplicable sounds on their headsets. These weren't the familiar clicks and hisses of space static. These were distinct, organized sounds, almost melodic in nature, like a chorus of ghostly whistles. The sounds, which lasted for almost an hour, left the astronauts visibly unnerved. In recordings of the incident, you can hear the fear and confusion in their voices as they struggle to comprehend what they're hearing. You hear that? That whistling sound? Whoo! Asks one astronaut, his voice tight with tension. It sounds like, outer space-type music, replies another, a nervous laugh escaping his lips. Theories about the source of the sounds range from radio interference to alien transmissions, but to this day, no definitive explanation has been found. The tapes, locked away by NASA for years, were only recently released to the public, reigniting speculation and sending chills down the spines of those who listened to them. Were these sounds merely a technical anomaly, a quirk of radio waves bouncing off the lunar surface? Or were they something more, a message from an unknown intelligence, a glimpse into a realm beyond our understanding? Whatever the truth, the whispers of Apollo 10 serve as a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. These stories, my friends, are just a glimpse into the terrifying reality of space exploration. They remind us that space is not just a place of wonder, but also of unimaginable horrors. For every breathtaking nebula and distant galaxy, there are countless unknowns lurking in the shadows, waiting to be discovered. As we continue to push the boundaries of human exploration, venturing further and further into the cosmos, we must do so with a healthy dose of respect and perhaps a little bit of fear. For the universe is vast and unforgiving, and it holds secrets that could shatter our sanity and challenge our very understanding of existence. So, the next time you gaze up at the night sky, remember these stories. Remember the astronauts who faced the unknown and lived to tell the tale. And ask yourself, are we truly alone in this vast cosmic ocean? And if not, what else might be lurking out there in the cold, dark depths of space?